So welcome back to another video. In this video, we would be learning about each and every detail of the human digestive system. This video would be slightly long, so sit back and understand the concepts of the human digestive system. So to begin with, we would understand each and every organ with the help of a diagram. Firstly, let us discuss about the mouth, which is also called buccal cavity in scientific terms. Second one is the esophagus or the food pipe, and the third one is the stomach. So yeah, the key roles of these organs are mouth in mouth chewing takes place and the tongue mixes the food with saliva, initiating digestion. We would understand it in later phases. Second part is the esophagus, which is a 10-inch muscular tube which transports the food from. So the third organ of interest is stomach. Stomach is a J-shaped muscular sac that churns the food with strong powerful acids and enzymes. So let us discuss in detail about mouth. Mouth contains teeth, tongue and saliva producing salivary glands. So let us study about teeth. Teeth is embedded in a socket of jawbone. The hard chewing surface on the teeth is covered with enamel, which is the hardest part of human body, and it helps in mastification of food. Mastification is scientific term for chewing. An adult human has 32 permanent teeth, which are of 4 different types, namely incisors, canines, premolars and molars. So incisors and canines help in biting and incising the food, and premolars and molars help in chewing the food. So the other part in the mouth is the tongue. It is a voluntary muscular organ which helps us to detect taste. It is attached to the base of a mouth by a structure called frenulum. It contains the taste bud. So what we are studying here is tongue is a voluntary muscular organ. It can be moved with the help of our will. So it contains taste buds which help in detecting the taste, and it is attached to the base of the mouth by structure which is known as the frenulum. So last we are talking about salivary glands. As we have discussed earlier, mouth also has saliva which is produced by glands, and these glands are known as salivary glands. So let us read about them. Saliva is the main secretion produced by 3 pairs of salivary glands. There are 3 pairs of salivary glands. First pair is the parotids, second pair is the submaxillary, and the third pair is the sublingual. So parotid gland is the largest salivary gland and it is found near the cheek. Submaxillary glands are found at lower jaw and sublingual glands are found below the tongue. So you could see from the diagram where different types of salivary glands are located. Secondly, let us discuss about food pipe. So the food pipe is a long tube which extends posteriorly through the neck. Posteriorly means it is behind the windpipe. The food is carried with the help of peristaltic movements by regular contraction and relaxation of the muscles. Okay, the next part is the stomach. So stomach has various regions as you could see from the diagram. These are fundus, body, antrum, pylorus and cardia. These are different regions of the stomach. So the stomach, it is a large J-shaped sac-like structure. The opening of the esophagus is mediated by gastroesophageal sphincter. So basically the food that enters in the stomach is regulated by the sphincter, which is known as a gastroesophageal sphincter. The wall of the stomach has gastric glands which has 3 different type of cells. So there are different types of cells in the gastric wall. These are mucous neck cells that secrete mucus, chief cells that secrete pepsinogen, this is an enzyme, and the last one, parietal cells that secretes HCl, which is a acid and it is known as hydrochloric acid. So we have discussed about mouth, esophagus and stomach. Let us read about more important organs of the digestive system. So first of all is the small intestine, which is a very long tube-like structure. Second one is a gland, which is the largest gland of our body and it is known as liver. Third one is also a gland and it is pancreas. And the last one is the large intestine and anus. So let us read about intestines. So there are 2 kinds of intestines in the human body. These are small intestine and large intestine. Their main function is absorption and waste processing. So let us read it. Once the initial breakdown is complete, food moves into the intestines for nutrient absorption and waste management. So let us read about small intestine. Approximately 7 meters long, it is covered in villi and microvilli, maximizing the absorption of essential nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins into the bloodstream. So main function of the small intestine is to absorb the different kinds of nutrients which are digested. So here we are going to discuss about this one word which is villi. So what is villi? Villi is basically finger-like structures which are present all throughout the small intestine, and they help in the absorption of different kinds of nutrients. These basically increase the surface area for absorption. Now the next intestine, which is the large intestine, it is about 5 feet in length, and it primarily absorbs water from the remaining indigestible food matter, concentrating waste. So feces are then stored in the rectum before elimination, ensuring efficient waste processing. So the main function of large intestine is to absorb maximum amount of water from the undigested waste, and that waste is passed out through the body as feces. So there are some accessory organs which are helpful in digestion. So these are liver, the gallbladder, and the pancreas. So let us read about the liver. Liver produces bile to emulsify fats, making them easier to digest and absorb. It also detoxifies the blood from harmful substances. So we have identified liver in the diagram which we have seen before. So liver is basically the largest gland of our body. It produces bile juice, and that bile juice helps to emulsify fats. Emulsify means breakdown of fats, breakdown of large fat globules into smaller ones, and that helps in easier digestion. The liver also detoxifies the blood from harmful substances. The second accessory organ is the gallbladder, which is a small organ that stores and concentrates bile produced by the liver. It releases the bile juice into small intestine when needed. The last important gland, which is the pancreas. Pancreas secretes powerful enzymes for digestion of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, and it also secretes hormones like insulin to regulate blood sugar levels. Okay, now let us talk about the most important part, which is digestion. So human digestive system is designed to digest the food. So let us study about digestion in different regions of the human digestive system. So the first region in which digestion takes place is the mouth. So let us read about digestion in mouth. Mouth secretes saliva, which has salivary amylase that break down carbohydrates into simpler ones. So digestion means breaking down complex molecules into simpler molecules so that it could be absorbed into the body. And the first part of digestion takes place in the mouth itself, where salivary amylase breaks down the complex carbohydrates into simpler ones. Let us read about the second region in which digestion takes place, that is stomach. So stomach secretes pepsinogen, which digests proteins. It works in acidic medium. So last and the most important part is digestion in small intestine. Small intestine is designed to digest all the nutrients. So let us read. Small intestine receives secretions from pancreas and liver, and it also secretes intestinal juice. So apart from bile juice and pancreatic enzymes, intestine also releases its own digestive enzymes, which are known as intestinal juice. Pancreatic juice has enzymes like trypsin and carboxypeptidase, and bile juice from the liver emulsifies fats. So yeah, this trypsin and carboxypeptidase helps in the digestion of proteins, and the bile juice helps in the emulsification of fats. So yes, the summary, we have read each and every detail. Now let us summarize all of our study. So first part of the digestive process is ingestion. Ingestion is basically taking food into the mouth. So that becomes the first part. The second part is the movement. So propelling food through digestive tract via peristalsis. So food is propelled down from the mouth to the stomach with the help of food pipe and via a process which is known as peristalsis. So, third part is the digestion, mechanical chewing and churning and chemical enzymes breakdown of food. So, food is breakdown into different simpler parts with the help of mechanical and chemical means. So, the fourth part is the absorption. Nutrients pass into the bloodstream from the small intestine. And the last part is elimination, which is undigested waste expelled from the body, and it is known as elimination. So, these are the 5 steps you could remember for digestion. Last, these coordinated phases efficiently transform food into vital nutrients, powering every function of the human body. So this was all in this video, and the PDF notes are available in the description, so you could download them. And this was all. Thank you.